Hi everyone, Sojourner here. Happy June, and wow, what a June we have had. We're still in the middle of this anxiety-inducing pandemic and the epidemic of American racism it's thriving in full force as much as this coronavirus pandemic is. And so for many of us, it's bringing on a lot right now. People are dealing with so many emotions and aren't quite sure really how to process and digest everything. There's anger and frustration, there's anxiety, there's grief and sadness and rage. And so my offering for you this month, regardless of where you are on the spectrum of processing and digesting, I'd like to share with you an ancient Buddhist meditation. It's called Tonglen meditation. And this is just so perfect for this moment that we're in right now, where every single last one of us is being called to action, called to reflect, and called to serve, really. Each one of us is capable of serving, no matter how grand or how small. And so looking deep inside and just kind of figuring out what you can do to serve humanity, to make this world a much more equitable and fair and just harmonious place for everyone is at the center of the work that we're all doing. And especially in the yoga community, that's the way that we're kind of holding space. And let me share this with you, the Tonglen meditation. Let's go ahead and begin by finding a comfortable seat. If you're already there, don't move. You're perfect. If you need a moment to arrive, go ahead. Maybe you'd like to sit on the floor. I'm actually in a chair today. A chair is great as well. Bring your feet down to the ground. Press into the hips. Get as long as you can through your spine. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Bring your hands to your heart and go ahead and spread those fingers. Make the hands almost a heart over your heart. Press gently into your chest and just connect with the rhythm of your heartbeat. And connect with the energy that resides in your heart center. We were all born with the capacity for just unconditional love, unconditional acceptance. And we have over time, in our adult ways, it's become, for some people, it's still there, but for others, life experiences, learned behaviors have kind of chiseled away at that openness, that unconditional aspect. Your heart is your core of compassion, first and foremost, before anything romantic. This is where compassion sits. And so I invite you to tap into that compassion. Close your eyes if you'd like. Just feel the energy radiating from your heart. Feel that strength, the stability, the heart that beats in rhythm without being asked. It can carry us through. And we're going to turn to the strength of our hearts now as we offer healing to others. If your eyes are still open, Go ahead and soften them closed. If you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, that's fine. You can find a comfortable spot to rest your gaze. Maybe it's gazing down or up. Just find somewhere to rest your eyes. And go ahead and envision a person or maybe a group of people who are in need of compassion and uplift and loving energy. Once you have that visualization, go ahead and look that person or people directly in the eye, lock into their gaze. All right. As you inhale, you're drawing in all of their pain. You're taking it on, drawing it in towards your heart center. And here's where the alchemy happens. Their pain meets your heart, and the strength of your heart is transforming that pain into pure healing light. And so as you exhale, you're offering back to that person or to the people whatever it is that they need. Keep going. Inhale, draw in their pain, their suffering, whatever it is that they're going through. Let that be transformed at your heart center. And then offer it back in the form of pure love, pure compassion, pure light. Keep breathing. And then looking your person or group of people directly in the eye once again. With your eyes, offer gratitude. Gratitude for the opportunity to step into your strength, to step into your power, and to be of service. Because in being of service to them, you opened yourself up to your own deep compassion and love. So the Tonglen meditation is a great reminder that as easy as it is to shrug off the pain and experiences of others when they don't necessarily resonate with us, or when we don't see their pain as our problem, or when we, are just on that, I'm busy, I have things to do, it's too much, it feels too heavy, I can't deal with that. This is a reminder to stop and look directly at the obstacles in front of you. There's always a way to turn something that feels insidious and heavy and evil and dark into something compassionate and loving and light. And sometimes you might have the strength to help someone else through a time when they don't have the strength. The Tonglen breath, the Tonglen meditation is a really powerful reminder that we are all capable of stepping forward and being change makers. And it's something as simple as this breath that can start moving you in the direction of action, because ignoring problems doesn't make them go away. They're still there. They may not, be at the forefront of your mind, and especially if you don't feel like those problems are your problems, it's easy to brush them off and forget about them. But they're always there. And when they erupt like a volcano, it feels really shocking. But those problems have always been there. You just did not confront. And so this is a call to action for all of us, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, to stop and look and use that heart alchemy to turn something that seems so dark into something a little bit lighter and a little bit more compassionate. A little nugget that I'd also like to share, and this is something, if you are one of my regular yoga students, this might feel redundant because I have kind of been speaking to this in my Dharma talks and my classes for the last 2 weeks. But in yoga, we have there's 8 limbs of yoga, right? The movement that we partake in, called asana, is only one of the 8 limbs of yoga. So it's really only like 1/8 of the practice of yoga, if you will, although in the West that tends to be like the primary focus. But very first on the 8 limbs of yoga, if you think of yoga, the philosophy is like this tree with eight arms, 8 branches. We have the yamas. And the yamas are like a list of 5 more or less like moral don'ts, like ways to live your life to the fullest, to be the most compassionate, honorable human that you can be. And one of the yamas that I'd like to highlight is ahimsa, non-harm. Oftentimes, when we think of harm, we think of something that we have done. It's like an action, right? Like, I did this, so I harmed this person and I'm deeply sorry. Or I didn't do that. It's not my fault. I'm not taking responsibility for that. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. But I'd like you to also think about ahimsa, the idea of harming in terms of inaction. Oftentimes, it's the moments when we could have said something or could have done something, but didn't, that prove to be more harmful than the times that we've actually acted out. Inaction can be so much more harmful than actual action. And so going back to that Tonglen breath, a great practice to inspire and encourage action of any sort, no matter how messy, no matter how awkward or sloppy, any action to move everyone forward is positive action. And before I go, I'd like to share with you one of my favorite mantras, and it's so relevant to this time. So, Loka Samosta Suki no Bhavantu. So that's in Sanskrit, but I will just share what the meaning is in English. May all beings everywhere live in happiness, freedom, and peace. And may my thoughts and actions contribute to their happiness, freedom, and peace, as well as my own. You see, it's all a circle. It's all a continuum, like the Tonglen breath. We are all inextricably interrelated. And so breathing in the pain of another, breathing out that love, thinking about your thoughts and your actions and how they contribute to somebody else's happiness, freedom, and peace Because if somebody else is happy, if somebody else is free, and if somebody else is peaceful, by virtue of energy, it spirals right back to you. You are happy, you are free, and you are peaceful. I'm going to be quiet. I really enjoyed this time with you. Below, down, you will find my offerings, my yoga offerings for the next month. And they're really ongoing, and they're not all yoga. So if yoga, the physical practice of yoga is not your jam, and you perhaps enjoyed the Tonglen meditation, I offer meditation classes. I also offer Reiki energy healing virtual classes. Everything is on Zoom. The classes are staggered, but the schedule is below. Check it out. I hope to see you in person. Well, digital in person. And just take care of yourselves. Have a peaceful rest of the month. And I look forward to July. Be well. Bye-bye.